Ding, 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 ding. The boy's bugging here. You're taking advantage of a friend in a vulnerable situation.
When they went to college, they would have had to fill out a health form.
What are you...
On the form, they ask for a number of things, including a complete family medical history.
Got exactly what you need. Just rub this on his head every night, Mrs. Collingwood, and before you know it, his hair's gonna be as long and as thick as Mary Lou's mane.
That's for calling me a panty waist. There's no shame in having a gag reflex. It's a sign that I'm highly evolved. I did a bit of research and what I found out.
He's out cold.
I need someone I can trust. I want to promote you, Charles. Make you my number 2. First order of business will be to get you out on the road. Scarlet and Gray game at Ohio State. I signed a client that's gonna be worth a huge amount to this firm. I'm a hell of a lawyer. And if you can't see that, then I don't want to have my name next to yours.
Alex.
No, I said what I had to say. I don't even know if this is real. You can't believe everything you see on TV. And how's the government have enough money to send a bunch of white guys to the moon, but can't fix that stoplight on 4th and Kent?
The files for Natalia's reaging are sealed in probate court. Since we can't see them, we can't argue that the reaging decision was wrong. But we can argue that it was made in the wrong way.
Got all the way out there, and as the guy was testing the balloon, the wind was too strong. And he was like, it's not looking good. I'm not going to be able to take you all up there. He could tell that we both were disappointed. And he said, the best I could do is I could probably maybe get you up there for 10 minutes. And he didn't know what I was planning on doing, and she didn't know. So I was like, yes, brother, that's all I need.
Jasmine's stuff got pushed. By chance, she was tired of being in the room. By chance, they said, come and have lunch. And then who knew it in that moment when we took the picture, all this was going to be coming afterwards. Yeah. And this is the greatest gift I could ever ask for.
What would you do if you were 10 years old, standing on stage at one of television's biggest events with millions watching, and they couldn't find your music? Most kids would freeze, run off crying. But this kid, he's about to pull off one of the most legendary improvised performances in entertainment history, saved by a comedy icon you'd never expect. That single moment launched a career spanning Broadway stages, the halls of the White House, and a psychic detective agency. But nobody's talking about the 2 secrets that define Dule Hill's journey. First, there's a proposal story so jaw-dropping it broke the internet, and not for the reasons you think. And second, wait until you hear what Emmy-winning actors actually do behind the scenes when cameras stop rolling. It involves a gorilla. We're not joking. Stick with us, because the truth about Hollywood's most underrated star is about to blow your mind. Let's rewind to May 3rd, 1975, in Orange, New Jersey, where Kareem Dule Hill was born to Jamaican immigrant parents. While other 3-year-olds were learning to color inside the lines, Dule's parents enrolled him in ballet and tap dance classes at Marie Wilde's School of Dance in East Orange. Most kids that age can barely tie their shoes. Dule was already making music with his feet.
I've been dancing pretty much all my life. I started at the age of 3.
Wow.
I'm 48 years old now. I went to a dance school called Marie Wilde's School of Dance in East Orange, New Jersey, with my family, my mom, my cousins, my brother, and I've been dancing ever since.
Flash forward to 1985. 10-year-old Dule books the MDA Telethon, Jerry Lewis's massive charity event watched by millions. Show night arrives. The orchestra is ready. The lights come up. And then someone realizes they can't find his music track. Panic mode. But Jerry Lewis himself steps in, has the orchestra play a completely different song, and tells Dule to just go for it. The kid improvises his entire tap routine on the spot. He crushed it. That wasn't just talent under pressure, that was destiny knocking. But here's what most people don't know. While other child stars were begging for any role they could get, 10-year-old Dule was already understudying for Broadway royalty Savion Glover in The Tap Dance Kid. Not just in New York, he performed the role on the national tour. This wasn't luck. This was a prodigy being fast-tracked to greatness. In 1993, fresh out of Sayreville War Memorial High School, Dule landed his first film role in Sugar Hill during his senior year.
I knew you watched it. Please. What's wrong with you?
His classmates were worried about prom. Dule was on a movie set. Then came the fork in the road. He enrolled at Seton Hall University to study business finance. The safe choice, the one his parents probably loved. But acting wouldn't let go. So he split his life down the middle. Business classes by day, acting training at William Esper Studio by night. Then Broadway came calling again. While still juggling college, Dule was cast in Bring In, De Noise, Bring In, De Funk, one of the most groundbreaking shows of the 90s. This wasn't a chorus role. This was a starring position. Most people would have to choose. Dule said yes to both. Now hold on, remember we mentioned that viral proposal story? We'll get there. But first, you need to understand what happened in 1999. The year that changed everything. In 1999, Dule Hill was cast as Charlie Young, the personal aide to President Josiah Bartlet on NBC's The West Wing.
My mom, she's a police officer. She was shot and killed on duty a few months ago.
Martin Sheen played the fictional president, but for 7 seasons, that show felt more real than actual news broadcasts. And Dule wasn't playing some background character. Charlie Young became the moral compass of the show. Loyal, brilliant, grounded. The kind of character that made viewers believe public service actually mattered.
Well, I usually don't get a lot of people pulling an épée on me in my neighborhood, and my philosophy of self-defense has a lot to do with running as fast as I possibly can.
And what was it really like working on that legendary set?
I remember we would spend long hours on the set, and after we would get wacky, after a while you would see Brad Whitford walking around like a gorilla. I mean, that would always like lighten up the...
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
What do you mean?
He can embody all sorts of animals and things.
Well, Kelly Clarkson had to know. Go-kart races on the Warner Brothers lot. Basketball games where 60-something Martin Sheen destroyed 23-year-old Dule with the slowest, most effective Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hookshot ever witnessed. The West Wing wasn't just Emmy-winning television. It was family. But then came the move that shocked everyone. During season 6, Charlie Young got promoted to special assistant to the chief of staff. Dule had it all: critical acclaim, job security, an Emmy nomination for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series in 2002. And at the beginning of season 7 in September 2005, he walked away from Aaron Sorkin to star in a quirky detective show on USA Network called Psych.
Come with me. No. I'm never doing anything blindly with you again. I learned that at the Mexican border. Twice.
People thought he'd lost his mind. You don't leave the West Wing for cable comedy. But Dule saw something nobody else did. Psych premiered on July 7, 2006, and became a cult phenomenon. For 8 seasons, Dule played Burton Gus Guster, pharmaceutical salesman by day, reluctant psychic detective sidekick by night. The show was hilarious, heartfelt, and completely unpredictable.
Dude, what are you doing?
It worked for Tim Robbins in Shawshank Redemption, Sean. Get busy living or get busy dying.
Gus, we don't have years to dig a tunnel.
But here's the kicker. When The West Wing announced its final season in 2006, Dule came back, gave Charlie Young the ending he deserved. That's integrity. So which role gets him recognized the most today? He answered that question recently.
I think I probably still get the most of Psych. Yeah, the Psych fan base is really huge and really wonderful.
Psych ended in 2014, but the fan base never left. People who grew up watching it now show it to their kids. That's multi-generational love. And Dule didn't just walk away. He starred in 3 Psych movies since the series ended. Gus lives on. Between The West Wing and Psych, Dule built an impressive film resume. In 1999, he appeared in She's All That with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Rachel Lee Cook, both of whom he'd later reunite with on Psych. In 2003, he played Sam the Onion Man in Disney's Holes, a role that became iconic for early 2000s kids.
The ancient Egyptians knew the secrets of the onion. How its potent juices can cure stomach aches, toothaches, measles and mumps, rheumatism, hemorrhoids.
Then came The Guardian in 2006.
No way. You've got to be kidding me. How do you do that? I'm impressed.
Both movies got referenced in Psych episodes because that show loved a good meta moment. Now here's where Dule, personal life intersects with his career in the most unexpected way. In 2004, Dule married actress Nicole Lynn. For 8 years, they seemed like the perfect Hollywood couple. But in July 2012, they quietly separated, filing for legal separation that November, citing irreconcilable differences. No drama, no tabloid headlines. Just 2 people who grew apart, they had no children together. Both moved on with grace. Then came 2015. Dule joined the cast of HBO's Ballers, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It was supposed to be a 2-day gig in Miami. Film his scenes, fly home. But production delays kept pushing his shoot date. Days turned into weeks. Frustrated and bored in his hotel room, Dule called production with a simple request. Could he just come to set for lunch? They said yes. That decision changed his entire life. Dule walked into the lunch trailer and there she was, Jasmine Simon. Actress, author, about to become the love of his life. He sat with her and Omar Benson Miller, who played her on-screen husband. They talked.
And he said, "Oh, I know who you are. You're friends with Saladin Patterson." And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "Let me take a picture." And he took the picture and sent it to Saladin. And Saladin said,
She's a good lady. Stay away from her.
Jasmine had a rule. She'd fought through her 200th audition in Los Angeles to book Ballers. She earned that role, and she wasn't about to let anyone think otherwise. so she made it crystal clear to every male cast member.
I got this job. I don't want anybody to think I got this job any other way than auditioning, so I will not date any of you. You are all my brothers. And Dule said,
I'm not your brother.
Simple, direct, confident. But here's what makes this beautiful. They didn't rush anything. For a year and a half, they were strictly best friends.
we were best friends. We didn't hold hands. We didn't hug. We did not kiss. We were best friends for 1.5 years.
He stayed in the friend zone.
If we were in the same city, then we would go out to dinner, go out to lunch.
Both stayed focused on their careers. Jasmine on Bowlers, Dule on whatever came next. And then feelings happened. Now we're getting to that proposal. The one we teased at the beginning. The one that almost turned into a complete disaster but became one of the most viral love stories on social media.
We got all the way out there, and as the guy was testing the balloon, like the wind was too strong. And he was like, it's not looking good. I'm not gonna be able to take you all up there. He could tell that we both were disappointed. And he said, the best I could do is I could probably maybe get you up there for 10 minutes. And he didn't know what I was planning on doing, and she didn't know. So I was like, yes, brother, that's all I need.
Dule knew exactly how he wanted to propose. 2 years before he even bought the ring, Jasmine casually mentioned over dinner that she'd always wanted to go on a hot air balloon ride. Dule, being the romantic genius he is, immediately told his friend, don't ever bring it up again. That's how I'm proposing. For 2 years, he kept that secret locked tight. But there was a massive problem. Dule had been in a cast, then a boot, for 3 months due to an injury. Jasmine drove him everywhere. He couldn't exactly sneak off to buy an engagement ring. But somehow, we still don't know how, he pulled it off. At the last minute, he convinced Jasmine they needed a weekend staycation in Ojai, California. She had no clue what was coming. And then Mother Nature said no. Here's Dule explaining exactly what went down.
And he started to blow up the balloon, and the wind was just oscillating the balloon back and forth. It was just kind of blowing it all over the place. And he said, man, I really want to take you all up, but it's just too dangerous. I just can't do it. Which I do appreciate, because I'd hate to go up in the air, propose, she says yes, and then we die. You see what I'm saying?
Good Friday.
Yeah, that would be a very bad Friday. You see what I'm saying?
And you wouldn't be coming back
because my name is not Jesus, and I'm not rising from the dead. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So afterwards he said, well, you can come. How about the balloon is already blown up, so you can stand here and take some pictures. And I said, okay. I said, you can come back later and go back up another day. And he went to give us back the phone, and then I said, you know what? Can you take some more pictures for me? And then while he was taking other pictures,
sweet.
I just kind of told Jasmine how much I care about her, how much she means the world to me, and all that kind of stuff. And then eventually I said, baby, I planned on doing this up in the air, but as you can see, both of my feet are planted on the ground, and I have a question for you. And I went down on my knee and said, will you marry me?
She said yes. April 14, 2017, on Good Friday, or as Dule calls it, probably the best Friday ever. The photos went viral not because they were perfect, but because they captured something real. A man adapting when life threw him a curveball, making the moment even more powerful because his feet were literally on the ground. They married in April 2018. In 2019, they welcomed their son, Levi. Dule also adopted Jasmine's daughter, Kennedy, from a previous relationship. Together, they co-authored a children's book called Repeat After Me, Big Things to Say Every Day, filled with affirmations designed to help kids see themselves as spectacular. Why create a book about affirmations? Jasmine explained the deeper purpose.
I know everyone's heard the placebo effect, like you take a pill, you think you feel better, because you are so powerful that you can tell your mind what to think. So if you tell yourself, I am wonderful, your brain is like, yeah, we are.
They're not just actors. They're parents on a mission to fill their kids with positivity before the world tries to tear them down. Dule's approach to fatherhood? He calls it like jazz, intentional, flexible, always present. Meanwhile, Dule's career kept evolving. In 2017, he joined Suits for its final 2 seasons as attorney Alex Williams.
I got approached today by the New York bar. It was off the record, but the guy pretty much told me if we don't take Zane's name down, they'll do it for us.
The show had been a sleeper hit for years. But in 2023, something wild happened. Suits hit Netflix and absolutely exploded. Suddenly, everyone was binge watching. Dule couldn't walk down the street without people shouting, Alex Williams! When asked about the show's completely unexpected resurgence, even Dule was shocked.
The Netflix effect was phenomenal how that happened. I think it was just the right place and the right time in the right project. But I had no idea that the show would find that wind like that again.
The Netflix effect is real. And now with Suits LA in development, fans are wondering if Dule will make an appearance. His answer? Clear as day.
If Aaron writes it, Aaron, you gonna write me a role?
Okay.
If Aaron Korsh writes it, I'm there. Simple as that. In 2021, Dule took on another iconic role, patriarch Bill Williams, in ABC's reimagining of the Wonder Years.
I thought instead of a new glove, maybe Dean just needed better instruction.
Listen, man, this ain't no piano recital. So you stick to the do-re-mis, and I stick to the 1, 2, 3s.
That doesn't even make sense. He just rhymes.
Set in 1960s Alabama, the show centered on a black, middle-class family navigating the civil rights era. For 2 seasons, Dule brought warmth, strength, and authenticity to the role. When the show was canceled in 2023, it wasn't about quality. It was just business. But Dule wasn't slowing down. In 2024, he launched The Expressway with Dule Hill, a PBS documentary series exploring how art transforms communities across America. The show took him to California, Chicago, Texas, and Appalachia, meeting artists using their gifts to create real change.
I had the privilege of meeting some of America's most inspiring artists.
What's the mission behind the series? Dule broke it down.
To see how art affects community, how art makes change. And really when we connected on that, we knew that we had a lane to go through. We traveled throughout the country. We're here in California, we're in Chicago, we're in Texas, we're in Appalachia, meeting people who are using the gift that is inside of them to empower their communities and find voice for themselves.
For Dule, art isn't just entertainment. It's a weapon against despair. It's a tool for connection. And he's using his platform to prove it works. Speaking of art, let's talk about tap dancing. Because at 50 years old, Dule never stopped. He built a dance floor in his garage complete with a disco ball. And his 6-year-old son Levi following directly in those footsteps.
And then Jasmine came back and Levi wanted to go in the garage and tap dance. So he had on his tap shoes and he doesn't let his mama watch him tap dance. He's always like, no, mama, can you go inside, mama?
Really?
So she was like, why does daddy get to watch you tap dance and I can't? He said, because dad tap dances and I'm a tap dancer. Just like that, shuffle.
Oh my God. So cute.
You have to be part of the club. That's generational artistry right there. When Jennifer Hudson asked Dule to teach her a few tap steps, he didn't hesitate.
I'm gonna teach you a cramp roll. Toe, toe, heel, heel. Toe, toe, heel, heel. And it goes, there we go.
That's who Dule is, not just a performer, a teacher. Someone who shares and passes it on. But now we need to address what happens when brilliant actors finish 12-hour days on intense television sets. Remember we mentioned something about a gorilla? This is where it gets wild. In 2025, Dule took on one of the most challenging roles of his career, playing Nat King Cole in the off-Broadway production, Lights Out, Nat King Cole. Written by Coleman Domingo and directed by Patricia McGregor, the show doesn't just celebrate Cole's music, it examines the cost of being a trailblazer. What drew Dule to this role? He explained the deeper meaning.
Looking to create space not only for yourself, for those who are coming behind you. I think anyone who is not at the top of the food chain in our society will be able to relate to the idea of cost that it takes to move the ball forward.
Nat King Cole was the first African-American to host his own variety show, but he couldn't get national sponsors. The show failed not because of talent, but because of racism. And now Dule is honoring that sacrifice by singing Cole's signature hit.
You'll see the sun come shining through.
And yes, Dule actually sings. When Kelly Clarkson asked if he sounds like Nat King Cole, Dule gave the perfect response.
I do. I think so.
That voice, that presence, that respect for history.
And make believe it came from you.
Dule won Best Actor at the 2025 AUDELCO Awards for this performance. This isn't just career defining, it's legacy building, and he's not stopping. In 2025, Dule stars in Hulu's limited series Good American Family, inspired by the shocking true story of Natalia Grace, a Ukrainian orphan accused by her adoptive family of being a dangerous adult masquerading as a child.
Is what Mrs. Mann saying true? I went by your previous address too. Didn't someone leave you there? Abandon you?
Dule plays Detective Brandon Drysdale, the man determined to uncover the truth. Why does this project matter so much to him? Here's what he said.
What really blew my mind away about this project was that this actually happened in our legal system today. It was in our courts that this young child was now re-aged to be an adult.
The show shifts perspectives throughout, forcing viewers to question everything they thought they knew.
Whatever it was the Barnetts were up to, they covered their tracks. The files for Natalia's re-aging are sealed in probate court. Since we can't see them, we can't argue that the re-aging decision was wrong.
It's a masterclass in storytelling and a reminder that headlines aren't always true.
Reminds us the importance of having to look at different points of view. Oftentimes in our society today, we just take the first thing that is said and we say that's gospel.
Dule is also lending his voice to animated projects like Disney Junior, as Robo-Gobo as Dr. Vaughn.
Oh no! Everyone in Mom's building is getting bounced all over.
Don't worry, Pops.
And Lulu is a rhinoceros as Flom Flom.
Lulu, you remind me so much of someone. My my old friend Regina.
He's narrating Audible's The Prophecy podcast. He serves on the Screen Actors Guild Hollywood Board of Directors, fighting for artists' rights. And he gives back through charity work, including preparing Thanksgiving meal kits for families experiencing homelessness in the San Gabriel Valley. Through it all, he's raising his kids with Jasmine, balancing a bi-coastal life, while Kennedy finishes her freshman year at Northwestern University playing volleyball, and Levi learns to tap dance in the garage.
I started at the age of 3. So really the age that Levi is turning was when I first started to tap dance. I have a dance floor in my garage.
Now let's talk numbers. As of 2026, Dule estimated net worth sits at $8 million. Not bad for a kid from Sayreville who started tap dancing at 3. That wealth comes from decades of steady work. The West Wing, Psych, Suits, The Wonder Years, Ballers, Broadway, voice acting, producing, and now hosting his own PBS series. Dule didn't chase fame. He built a career on talent, integrity, and consistency. Here's the thing about Dule Hill. In an industry drowning in scandals, meltdowns, and ego-driven chaos, he's remained one of the most beloved, drama-free actors in Hollywood. No controversies, no public feuds, no tabloid disasters. Just a man who shows up, does the work, and treats people with respect. When the West Wing cast reunited at the actual White House for the show's 25th anniversary, Dule reflected on the show's lasting impact.
I have no more money. And then I ended up getting this show. The fact that it could have the impact that it's had over the years.
That's the legacy, not just Emmy nominations and hit shows. It's the people whose lives changed because they watched Charlie Young believe in something bigger than himself. And now, the moment we've been building to. Remember that gorilla impression we teased at the beginning? When Bradley Whitford appeared on The Kelly Clarkson Show to promote The Handmaid's Tale, Kelly surprised him by bringing out Dule. The two hadn't seen each other in a week, but their chemistry was instant. Kelly asked Dule about Bradley's behind-the-scenes antics on the West Wing. And then Bradley delivered this unforgettable moment. Yes, Bradley Whitford, Emmy-winning, critically acclaimed actor, walked onto Kelly Clarkson's stage and embodied a gorilla in front of a live studio audience. Because that's what the West Wing set was really like. Brilliant people, doing brilliant work, then getting absolutely unhinged after 12-hour days. And Dule, he revealed something even better.
Yo-Yo Ma was on. In between takes, he started improvising, and Dule started tap dancing to what Yo-Yo Ma was improvising.
Dule was tap dancing to Yo-Yo Ma's cello improvisations between takes. That's not normal. That's magic. So here's the final truth about Dule Hill. He's not the loudest name in Hollywood. He's not chasing viral moments or tabloid headlines. He's just a man who started tap dancing at 3, got saved by Jerry Lewis at 10, understudied for Savion Glover on Broadway, became the heart of one of the greatest political dramas ever made, created a cult classic detective comedy, joined a legal drama that exploded on Netflix a decade later, played a civil rights era father on primetime television, hosted a documentary series about the power of art, embodied Nat King Cole on stage, and is now starring in a psychological thriller that challenges everything we think we know about truth. Through it all, he proposed to the love of his life in front of a hot air balloon that never left the ground, adopted her daughter, raised a tap-dancing son, co-wrote a children's book about affirmations, serves on the SAG board, gives back to his community, and remains one of the kindest, most respected people in the industry. That's not a career. That's a masterclass in how to live.